And early on, we told you about how we need to examine the relationship between fathers and their children, not particularly between men and their children, boys, or let's say fathers and sons, but also bridging that very gap between daughters and fathers. Because many of the times, the affection seems only tilted towards the women or the mothers. What does it mean? Is it because of the exigencies of the time, or that's how society has evolved over the period? Well, we have Kwaku Edumata, and Kwaku Edumata is a counselor. He's an entrepreneur himself. I know him very well, so I know what I'm talking about. But thanks for joining me. It's been a while.
Thank you so much, Roland.
But,
it is true.
Yes, but more importantly, when we say we have to examine the relation between sons and fathers, tell me, who really is a father?
Who is a father? Thank you so much, and my greetings to your viewers.
Thank you.
Father, let's start from Genesis. When God was creating, he created a father first, Adam. He passed on the authority to Adam. He gave everything to Adam. It means, Adam, if I'm not there, you should be able to carry through. Right. So the instruction God gave at that time is that I have given you all, but there are two things you must do. You keep it, you grow it. So that is the pivot of how a father should start. So a father will never be a complete person without a mother, without a woman. So for a father to be able to do per the instruction God had given, there should be a woman. A woman's role is to perfect the movement, is to ensure that what God has given to you, I am there to help. A woman is not supposed to leapfrog, and then say that I could do it better. From that basis, you then be able to know that a father is work. A father is making sure things are well done. A father is the one who sees tomorrow and will like to fix it. So they don't look now. They don't see today. They see there. That this is where I want to be. I want the thing to go, because per the instructions, I'm supposed to grow and keep it. A mother is supposed to, as it were, look at now. And then where I had not been able to be more particular to, they then will fix it up. So when we talk about father, a father is the one who starts a family. A father is the one who makes sure that a family is put together. It's a real work. It's a great responsibility. It's not just easy to get the title on your chest and say you're a father. No, you must work. But a father excels when a mother supports, reverence, respect, value. If a mother do not speak well to the children, to anyone who is around, that this man is the one I am following, but rather wanting to, play around some competition and say that the man is not good, the father is not good, the father is not responsible, that word they use. And Roland, let me say, that word responsible is not that the person or the man cannot perform. But you see, because I have not been able to look at the way you are looking at it as a woman, you are now telling me I am irresponsible. That word need not be used on men. Because when you say a man is irresponsible, you have killed the exact fabric of a man.
Yeah, we all get that point. Then it's good that you mentioned Adam, and we know that it's emanating from Genesis in the Bible, etc.
Yeah.
But then the Bible also says that you have a certain responsibility as a man.
Sure.
You look at the other groups, so whether it's the Muslims, they use the Quran, the sects and the various Sikhs who also tend to use their own books, etc. You get to find that the father and the father figure is not always not emotionally in tune with the children. Is that the case?
Yeah, I would say yes and no. It depends on how the marriage starts. You see, you cannot become a father when there's no marriage. When we've not gotten to where we say that we are now ready to, as it were, produce or bring forth people. All right. So if I sort of pick the woman out of a vulnerability, out of a vacuum that I want to lord over, or the woman was pushed onto me, then means there's that dictatorial, behavioral that I'm going to exhibit. So I tend to become more bossy. I tend to become more instructive. And so what I want to do must be done. So that strict, that hard attitude will be. But where we had actually married and then we both respect each other, we both know where we're heading towards, any sort of discussion, any sort of thing, we both of us discuss it. We share it together, especially where even when you conceive, you, the woman, sleeping, the man is praying, putting the hand there and all that. So there's that bond. So if the woman permits me, the mother permits me, I'll be able to show forth who I am as a father. Permit me in the sense that open up for me to also, be able to exhibit what I can. It's not just giving money alone. It's about that bond. You see, when we talk about the spiritual aspect of the son or the daughters, it must come from the father. Because if a father holds the child, what is it that the father is saying to the child? Trying to, as it were, let go some spiritual words, putting the child in the hands of God. That is why when it comes to probably the traditional level, the naming ceremony, the father will hold the child like that. So, yes, the bond will not be there. Who is making it erase? Is it the father himself or the mother? And now what I'm seeing is that every mother wants to say that I'm the good mother because I carried you in my belly for 9 months. I know you, I breastfeed you. So the closeness is really bond with the mother. The father is a man who is going looking for resources, going to go get what ought to be done in the house. So you don't see the man always close. But even if I'm gone, what language, what words is the mother saying to the children?
To keep the father's
presence there.
Okay.
But then you go and you say that your father is gone. I don't know when he will be coming. You know what you are doing? It's just a word. But these children picks it up. They put it in their mind that he doesn't stay in the house, that he's just roaming. He come late as if the other side. But it's not like that. So yes, the bond is not there. But as I said, you can become a father without a woman. Very, very important.
This is what we did. We decided to go to a community near you, and we decided to speak to some ordinary people like us and also tease out the question whether they have that very proximity or closeness to their fathers or a lot more to their mothers.
I didn't have the chance to go with my dad. It has been my mom since day one. The reason being, should I say, my dad abandoned me. So, me personally, I see daddies in a different perspective. Like, I see them in a different way. But then when I see people relating with their dad, it's really cool for me. I really see daddies as very wicked. Do you understand? I see them to be like impartial. So yeah, with me, I don't know. I don't really respect some dads, in quotes, some dads. Yeah.
So you don't think your daddy has contributed in any way to your development?
Never, because day one, it has been my mom since I was a kid, my school, because it's my mom in the picture. Okay, so even if, there are times in school they'll be like, bring your daddy, bring your mommy. I get confused, all right? I really get confused. I'm like, so where's my dad at all? I know he's alive out there.
But have you asked your mom about it?
Of course I have. My mom will be like, oh, forgive him, that thing. Forgive him, he might probably come back and stuff. But then, with me, I'm growing up. I'm already grown. So in my head, if he would come back, he would have come a long time. So now it's just me and my mom. And I've been able to grow up without my dad. So I don't need him now. Do you understand it? It's just me. I'm a guy. I'm a boy. I'm a man. So I don't need his. Even if he will come, I can still forgive him. But then I don't need his contribution to my life.
Okay, growing up with daddy, I would say it's not easy. The way fathers behave with regards to certain things, they don't understand certain behaviors of their kids, and they tend to misinterpret. Things their kids do, and I have had such experience. To me, I wouldn't if I should go and come back again, I wouldn't like to stay or grow up with my dad because of the treatments. Even up to now, the relationship between myself and my dad, it's not I would say a close relationship.
We've been through a lot. I think I was with a stepmother and other children and all that. And I saw that for me, especially, I have seen or I observed that he paid more attention to the other children more than me. I don't know whether it was because he left my mother. And up till now, the relationship has not even been that good. So for me, that has been my story.
Has he contributed to your development?
Yes, forcefully, I have to say. In a way, he has in his. I will not say in his best. I will not say he has tried his best because I knew he was taking care of other people, and what came to me was like a drops on the way, you know. And most of the time he was forced. Most of the time he was forced to do what he did for me, and it's really unfortunate that I was in my thinking state for all those things to have happened, because when all those things were happening, I knew what was going on.
When I was little, I used to worry my dad a lot. We were very close. We are still very close. We are very, 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 very close. My dad, I remember one time, I made him wake up at dawn to buy Milo for me. That's how close we are. We are boys, sort of. So the relationship with my dad was very good. And till now it's still very good. So I love him.
How has he contributed to your development?
He always encourages me to do what I know best. He doesn't force me to go into a field that I don't like. For instance, I'm in GIJ. He supported me because I like English, I like to speak. So he said anything I want to do, he's ready to support me and push me. So he has contributed a lot to shaping my life, to my destiny.
Very interesting. And people have great stories to tell, but you see that not two great stories too are there. They form the majority.
Yes.
And we've seen that over the decades.
Yeah.
And is it now increasing in terms of consolidating, either because of the exigencies of the time? Now there's a lot more stress in the environment and things like that. And sometimes relationships in marriages are not the way they used to.
Right. You see, if the marriage, the startup of the marriage is not strong, the foundation is not strong, you're going to have these things. You know, where the child is coming and any contribution the man sort of will put across is not accepted. You know, you make me feel that whatever I'm doing, it doesn't merit, it doesn't warrant what we're supposed to be doing, and that what the mother does or what the family does is what is more important. That it takes the man aback. So that free will for the man to come, to exhibit, is blocked. Again, it could be that, well, when we started, there was no money, or there were some money. I have some, financially I was good, but now things are just falling apart. So you think that I'm not able to provide, and so the mother sort of paint a picture, you are not too good, so that also takes a back. So when the child comes, that flair to go closer is not there. And again, where I'm not ready for a child and a child comes, you know, more stress, and so I'm forced to accept it.
So all those things contribute.
It does. It does. And I always say that, you see, where we can have a good family, excellent family, it's a bond between the father and the mother. That's where it starts from.
So you're saying, even in order to have a close proximity or relationship between a father and a son or a daughter, all depends on how good a relationship in the marriage is.
Exactly. That's actually the center. Where both of us click.
So you're saying that because the dad logically will always not be there.
Will always not be there.
In terms of presence.
In terms of presence.
But that vacuum needs to be also complemented to be filled up by
the mother.
I see.
Very, very important. What language, what is it that the mother say when I'm not there? Very, very important. But where you rain insult, where you pass ill comment, that a whole lot. Look at the time, your father is not here and I'm here alone. And you always want to paint a picture that you are the one doing all. I call that the little competition that is creeping into a family base because somebody wants to take authority. It's not about taking authority. It's not about taking control. It's about we trying to make sure that what God has blessed us with, we are nurturing them well. But remember, we are supposed to keep it and grow it. But I need your support. So if we say fathers are bad, fathers are not good, there is a genesis. Because there's no father who says that I am irresponsible. There's no father who says that I won't do it. It is because of what happened. All right? Look at the other gentleman we just spoke with. I don't feel my father. So what is it that your mother was doing? What was it that the mother was doing?
What if it's something also the father does?
Fine. Then it means that you have not understood the instruction, the principle right from the beginning. That you ought to keep it and grow it. It's your mandate. So long as you impregnate, so long as you give birth through a woman, it's your responsibility to be there. You see, a lot of us are losing out how well we should get close to our people because when I say A, and it's a bit tough as a father because I want to do it the way I thought it would be good. And if my wife is not in support, if mother is not in support, we have a diversion. It won't work. Why is it that the child will come and say, Daddy, you always don't agree with me, but mommy does? Why? There is no unison. But where, one is more busy than the other, what is it that is being said in the house? I believe that the father-son relationship will be stronger if father-mother are tight, cleaved properly.
What if the latter is not the case, and we have a certain disconnect or disjoint in that very relationship in the marriage or that very relationship in itself? How then do fathers bridge the gap between them and their children or their sons?
That is very painful, because whenever there is a break, emotionally you are bankrupt. So you act on an emotional basis. You don't reason. That little pain, that little rejection, that little betrayal is what is always embedded in you. So seeing the son, you relate that to the mother. And then you just let go words. You just go more physical. You just go more instructive. Because that pain, that emotional agony you've gone through, you want to exhibit it.
So you're saying when the relationship is not right,
yes,
and even the father feels that the relationship with the children or the son is not the best, the situation is intensified a lot more because of the non-effort or perhaps the animosity between the mother.
Exactly.
And that is exhibited on the son.
That is exhibited on the son.
Or the daughter.
Right. You realize that your daughter then becomes like a punching bag. Or the son
not necessarily physical.
Not physical.
By way of verbal
reaction.
Or emotional.
And then you go like, what? So you speak in that pain. Because emotionally, you are dead. And you want to recoup yourself. So you use words, you use action as a way of beating off. These are the things that are happening. And so when it happens like that, the son by you will get to know that, hey, my father doesn't love me. Always shouting at me. Always doing the. He doesn't accept me. Look at what one of the guys said.
Yes.
All right.
I think the third or the second.
One. Right. It's because of that.
The third one.
And it also goes to the other side. When there's a betrayal on the man's side and the woman goes, that's it. It affects the children. Let's get to understand that we cannot raise sons and daughters if mother, father are not cleansed. We need to. Because you see, it's not just one person's work. God, in his own right, has stopped creating human beings. He has actually passed it on to us. So we are the embodiment of it. So if we are embodiment of God, and then he has given us that power, we should be able to reverend it well. It's not just giving babies. It's not just, I am ready, I want to give birth, I want to marry. No. It is a continuum. It's not a starting, it is keeping.
Very interesting. I love that. It's not the starting, but it is the keeping. So it means that there should be a continuous effort to create that very symbiotic relationship between the chains in the family. But we will be opening the phone lines, I'm sure, in the next 3-4 minutes. And we want you to tell us your own experiences. And whether you're calling us from Nalirugu or Zabzugu or where is Kintampo, somewhere also in Ejoso, or you're calling us from Gomwa, Fete, or somewhere else in Axim. Please make sure that we hear from you. But in instances where these days,
Yes.
People are busy, men are busy because they have to be busy. How then do you tell the son to empathize with the father and the father also to empathize with the son when usually they don't see the signs of the disconnect? I will close at 10 o'clock. I will meet perhaps I'll hear from my children early in the morning briefly, and they go, even drop into school. My wife maybe will have to do that. And even in a relationship where there's so much disconnect, maybe it's not going, it's even worse. And so the children grow up not being closer. How do we tend to mend fences?
Great question. You see, in your case, when you
I use my case as a hypothetical. I'm not saying that's how.
No, I know. In your hypothetical case. Now, when you are going out of the house, do you go and look at them? Do you quickly pass by? I mean, you might not do it, as conscious as you would, but there's a feel that I need to say something to them. It might not be verbal; it's intent. You could touch. This is something that you are trying to connect. So my job schedule is indeed not making me be available as mommy would do, but I am still there. Spiritually, I am there. And that is where I said that a father who do not connect spiritually will lose the children, will lose the sons and daughters. So if I go and they are asleep, I could touch, I could look at their face and say powerful word to you.
Even when they are asleep.
And they feel it. Because when the child was in the belly, whatever the father says, they hear.
Because there's an emotional connection.
Exactly. The mother says they hear. So even if I'm not there and I'm going as late and come early and come late, I can still connect.
I see.
But I want mommy to give me a physical connection.
Okay, we have Inusa from Kokrobite. Inusa, a very good morning to you. Please, you want to share some experiences on the topic we're discussing, the relation between sons and fathers, or more so children
yes,
and fathers?
Greatly. I kind of side with the man talking there because...
Hello, Inusa.
Because most men are not at home regularly, and it is the duty of the mothers to talk positively to their kids when the dad is not there. At some point, even if there are certain things that is going on, they need not let the children be aware of it. For example, if there are tensions, if there are issues that, because they are kids, they are not supposed to be aware, that should not be said to them. Because if the mother goes about, hello?
Yes, please, you're online.
Yes, I'm listening. Yes, please. Yes?
Okay, I think Inusa seems to have received another call.
Well,
yeah, so, but our lines are still open, and you can call us on 030, they are on the top there, 030-2211-691 or 2. We have Ize. Ize.
Yeah, Ize speaking.
Okay, Ize, where are you calling us from?
I'm calling you from Elambra district, Western region, Elambra district.
Elembele. Okay.
Yeah.
Please put across your point on the topic for discussion.
Yeah, I would like to contribute about the father-son relationship. Talking about a father. Hello.
Please go ahead, sir.
Yeah, talking about a father living somewhere or working afar from the children. That doesn't give you a chance of not taking care of your children. It's a matter of the mother to know the responsibilities of the father. So we have to talk to the mothers, or the counselors have to talk to the mothers there has to be fact that the fathers are doing their best. Most often, a mother will be working, a father will be working, a father will be living far away due to our work issues. But fathers are playing our roles as a father. So whatever we contributed to the mothers should have veiled it to their children that daddy has bought this, daddy has bought this, daddy is doing this. As I'm saying, as I'm speaking, my kids are at Takrari, and I'm living over here. But every little thing, I make sure I talk to the children.
Okay.
For instance, I'm a divorced father. But I don't take an instance of being a divorce or whatever it is. I need not to take care of my children.
All right, your point has been made there, sir. But then the question I wanted to ask is, he said, oh, I take care of my children. Is taking care of the same as getting or taking care of the emotion between you and your children?
Taking care of means a whole lot. Spiritually, psychologically, emotionally, physically. That is the taking care. It's a holistic thing.
That's what he means.
Well, if that's what he's looking at, then that's it. But not just giving money.
Yeah, because you may be giving money, paying school fees. That's what I wanted to know.
Yes, paying the school fees. It's part of it.
But your ideal taking care of is that
the holistic. Exactly. That is why even you might not be with me, but I still pray for you. And you can feel the connection. And when I see you, I hug you, I let you feel that I am the one. Emotionally, when you break down, I will come and then see and talk to you. And then I can become like a reference point to you, and then you can defer to as well with me. These are the things we're looking for. But all this will work when we are in a home, where the home means that the father, the mother, both understand why they are together. If the two of them do not know the reason of being together, that is where the casualty is.
We have Ebenezer on the line. My good friend Ebenezer, where are you calling us from?
Akontombra district.
Akontombra?
Yeah.
Okay.
Specifically in Sarah.
Yeah, sure. Okay. And you want to contribute to the subject. Please go ahead.
Yeah, I want to contribute to the program. Yeah, Akontombra. I agree. Yeah, I agree with the man, what he's saying. And it's perfectly true. Because sometimes I'm working at Akontombra and my wife is at Bebieni. If sometimes I call my wife 3 times a day. So if my son close from school, I ask my wife that I want to speak to the son. So that connection always is there. And it's see to that your son will see that you are you always care for him. But if you don't, or it's not always like a money aspect, always you put the money on the table, you go. But it's how the man is saying, it's the connection of the spiritual. Sometimes if I go and visit, sometimes my son will call me, Dad, Mason, when are you coming? I will say a sweet word to him that or maybe this weekend I will try and come. So that thing is good.
All right.
Thanks for your program.
Well, thank you too. So it means that the constant touch is important.
It's important.
And when we're talking touch, it's not physical touch, but also getting...
Exactly. Even spiritual. When I'm in my closet, or probably I'm doing a prayer, and the names are there, and I'm doing that with them, it comes into that. You know. So basically, we need to understand that it is not being close. It is not being close that makes you that father we're looking for. I may be a distance away, but it's there. But who will represent me as a physical with the children around is mother.
Angel from Akosombo. Angel.
Hello.
How is Akosombo?
Sorry?
How is Akosombo?
Akosombo is fine.
Okay. So are you a father?
No, I'm a mother.
You're a mother, okay. What do you think, by your own observation, is a reason why we tend to have a distance between sons and then fathers? Angel?
Yeah, I'm listening.
Why do you think there's a distance between sons and fathers, or children and their fathers? Can you hear me?
Hello? Hello?
Well, we seem to have been having some technical challenges. Okay. So in order to breach that very distance,
Yep.
we live in a world where gadgets and technology seem to have replaced physical or emotional or distance relationships.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is that a battle?
It's just a battle. Roland, with my son, if I realize that you're not due for a handset, a mobile handset, and he comes and asks me, Daddy, I need a phone. And I go, no, you don't need it now. And he goes to mommy, and mommy said, I'll get you one. You have just muddied the waters. Meaning, that is, doesn't like me. Always hard on me. Doesn't provide me. Mommy would do. So there's a tilt. There's a tilt. But why would the son come to me and I refuse? He goes to mother and mother accept. And you, the mother, you are not asking. Go back to daddy. Go back to father. Go and ask your father. Whatever he says is what I'll agree. We are in connection. You see, it's not a big thing. It is that small thing. This thing alone can create some kind of a picture in the mind of the boy that my father doesn't like me. And when they put that in their mind, they are not going to go, when they get access to the mobile phones and the rest, they're going to go and be reading as to who is a good father. Okay. And then they start developing a yardstick. If you don't fall into that category, you are not my father.
If we're able to correct or perhaps the flaws there are, how advantageous is it to have a very good relationship with your son or particularly your son?
Speak. Any little chance you do get, speak. And let your words be positive. Let your son know that, look, this is what you are doing. And everything you're doing is for you, not for me. If I go home, I go to work and I do not come early, it's all because I want to make your future better. You speak the language. Let that unknown be known to them. Let them know that you are not the picture that is being painted out there. Let them know that you are there for them. So even though I may be away, that connection is there. When they do remember that daddy will buy me this, will bring me this, will get me this, it's a bond. And I always will say that, look, for me to be able to excel, whatever the marriage, being good or bad, don't react emotionally. Don't act because of a pain, because of a betrayal, because of a hurt that you're going through, and so you are just pushing it on there. If you do that, the children then becomes, or the son becomes a punching bag. It's not a fault of his for you to have gone as separated. It is the two of you. But hey, the focus is I need to keep you and grow you. So whatever, call it emotion, throw it away. Because you still ought to be a father. You still ought to be a father. Emotion is gone. So connect the spiritual, get the physical, get the psychological, and then let's move.
If that is done, how does it rub on the children? How positive is that?
They build that father strong image in their mind. They want to become like my father. I want to be like my father. That language is what we all need. That is why you, Roland, will like to do something that when I'm not there, they will say, that is my father.
Well,
when
sure.
I am not there, the boy will say, that's
because
my
I want
father.
my children to remember me for
Exactly.
something.
And that is what every father would like to do, whether there is money or no money. So you look at the one who says they are poor. Look at the way their sons get close to them. It's words. And words are golden. Positive words are golden. And let's learn these things and bridge the gap.
Well, thank you very much. And Uncle Kweku Edumata is a counselor for the morning. We've been talking about the relationship between sons and fathers, now particularly between children and fathers. Times have changed. The discipline code is now being eroded further and further by all the erosions we're having from different cultures into our system. But a lot more of the times when we're now getting a lot more busy as fathers than usual, how does that play on the minds of the children that we bring forth? How do we do it better? And I hope that we can keep the conversation ongoing a lot more on the various social media platforms we have. On Facebook, please, you can reach us on Joy News on TV. And on WhatsApp, 0560 800,000 is the number for you. But on Twitter, you can also watch us, or perhaps give us your tweet at Joy News on TV, and watch us through our uploaded videos on our channel on YouTube, My Joy Online. We have to take a break. When we come back, Becky will be here with a lot more entertainment highlights for the morning before we call it a wrap for the show for the morning. Do stay on.